split push, maybe they want to rank up more, but I still think Renekton is just too broken.
Yeah, it's like you stun one target and there goes his Hellbar.
Yeah, but guess we were wrong. They could have gone for Varus. But you know what that means, right? If BRU here, they take Renekton Rengar, I think it's game over.
Yeah, that's really high. I think it's Renekton and Lee Sin is even better.
Yeah, that's true too. Renekton Lee Sin,
Yeah.
you get a lot more power in the early game. You don't have to wait for the Trill of the Han. But we'll have to see what they go for here. Varus first pick, I mean, that's very lane dominant. Lane pick focus, right? And I think yeah, like you said, the Lee Sin. But I want to ask you actually, Jess, what do you think about the first pick Varus here? Do you think there's just no counters to this? Because that's what I've been feeling.
Yeah, Varus. I don't know how to feel with Varus. It's like
it's broken.
It's broken. Its base damage is so high. Like, if you notice, Varus often rush Sonya second item and still deal a lot of damage.
That's true.
Muramana and Stasis, and you're good to go. You don't need to worry about like getting dive, and you still dealing a great damage.
Olaf this early from MBR. Well, I mean, I could see an angle where they go for something like Olaf Nami, do you think? Yeah, there we go. Olaf Nami, you get the buff.
Really good. Because like I think they're gonna play like holding style for the dragon lane, like around the mid game, and wait for the side lane. Like wait for something to happen at the side lane. Yeah, they giving that out because they letting the Renekton goes to the side of BURIRAM. And first picking Varus is like, yeah, we're gonna chill out at mid. Something like that. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. I told you. I told you.
We're gonna play for the side lanes.
Yeah. There you go.
But what's interesting to me is he actually blind picked this. Archene has not shown his mid pick yet. So do you think there's anything he can pivot for?
Oh. It's hard. I think it's kind of hard. I think. Oh, Diana.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the really. Because Diana got a decent side lane. So.
Okay.
She could 2v2 with like with Zed or Fiora.
But how does the side lane matchup actually work? Like Zed cannot lane into Renekton, right? So he has to make sure he matches Diana, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Zed gonna match Diana.
So I'm just gonna say that's why we're the analysts. We predicted exactly this. MBR, they're gonna try to play side lanes. BURIRAM, they're gonna try to play 5-5 team.
To fight through thick and thin just to make it here, Riku.
Exactly, their journey has been long, having to defeat Berjaya Dragons, Boom Esports, the second seed coming from Indonesia, and of course, Fennel Adversity as well on that last chance qualifier. So this is going to be very, very exciting as, again, we get to see BURIRAM in action again, and we've known them as a team that likes to play the scaling, but it has been a different story, at least for the top side, mid to top side of the map, where Shiba and Noelle are playing a very early game pair.
Well, yeah, and I suppose there's no better example than what we're seeing on our screen right now. These two absolutely having a fair bit of fun to start things off. Onion tapping the vitals, Noelle taking a skill check, and the bot lane as well. The Varus copping a bit of a beating, so much so that the Honey Fruits, a distant afterthought, is actually recalling back to base.
You have no choice but to recall. There's just a lot of aggression, I suppose, at Kathan Rain for Kinemon. And, you know, this player has been the ever so reliable player from BURIRAM United. You know that once a late game comes in, he's just gonna pop off out of nowhere. And MBR therefore has this little bit of timer before Kinemon is able to basically Killer Instinct into anywhere and immediately eliminate someone. But they got a little preview. MBR gets a little preview with the aggression here in the bottom lane early.
Certainly do, and certainly is the Kinemon and supporter show. We saw how vital they were in popping off in their series to make it here in that last chance qualifier. Nice safeguard away to dodge at the riposte. Onion and King being reminded that Shiba and Noelle will certainly be aggressive and play towards the top side. Exhaust keeping the bot side now as we turn our attention around, and this one is certainly all up for grabs.
Oh,
a flash forward, Onoda connected, it doesn't feel enough! The wave, the empowered auto, the flash forward for the auto! Tobu nearly found a double kill, a support's dream, and it's so explosive for that first blood.
Yeah, 2v2 scenario. Kinemon was looking forward to in the meantime at the top lane. What is happening?
Well, this game isn't going to be outscaling, I tell you that much here, Riku. Now, can he juke out Alvis? Slice and dice, it's the stun, flash away, no slice and dice!
Whoa.
Gonna fall on down! And Alvis answers back, and now we're just waiting on the mid lane.
Yeah, there's just so many things happening.
Shiba forced to flash away, good read there by Tobu to answer back and hit the bubble. And that is going to be Radiance then, not falling down. Down to 50% note. Expected between these two very aggressive assassins. And that's what excites me the most really here, is that Archie has shown that he loves to put the control mages, but into this style of places, it's time for me to wrestle with the best and play assassins as well.
Yeah, it's all about that early.
Looking for it now. Oh, so close! The clone's not enough. The Ignite's there. One more auto would have done it. The minion tries to get the kill. The knockup from the tornado. And there's no time to talk, no time to break down, because these teams, from top to bottom, are just having at it.
Yeah, because of the roaming support, squad coming from Shiba and supporter as well. So it has been a little bit of the domino effect from all single lanes. So right now, yeah, Arshani usually already one of those players that likes their control mages, just as you mentioned. 15 minutes, that's the time you'll see him more involved, but this time around on the Assassins, he has that ability to do the 1v1. He has shields to be able to mitigate at least some of the burst that Radiance is going to deal as a Zed. And the biggest question is, what are the big wombo combos here? Because usually, when you see a Diana, you see a composition.
Well, you see a composition, and then maybe you see a cutoff of your point, because top lane we go again, there's the kick! And you'll kick straight into the brush, and that's where you will fall on down. Make your grave, and stare at that grey screen for another 10 seconds, because Shiba was here first.
I'm gonna pick up the point, first of all. Arshani, okay, no wombo combos. He's gonna set up for himself. Meanwhile, the Renekton and Lee Sin pairing is just so oppressive. I mean, what the Jess just mentioned, that it's so easy to control the game because of how early dominant these two picks are and how synergized they are.
Yeah, looking for the all-in now. Radiance goes there. Tidal Wave knocks him in place. The Death Mark explosion is not enough for lethal, but enough to remind Archney that he is starting to ramp up. That first lethality item is not too far away. Serrated Dirk in his possession. Keen to remind these two that if we've got the numbers advantage, I'm going all in.
Yeah, the timing of the rotation coming from supporter and Kinemon as well, and therefore has deterred MBR to be a little bit more aggressive. Of course, this is the tale of the two top laners, Noel and Onion King. I mean, when we look at the MBR matches in their playoffs, it has been Alves setting up dives for Onion over here at topside, but this time it's a different story because he's an Olaf. It's going to be him farming, it's going to be him winning the skirmishes. He's just going to get kicked out. He's not able to chase. But I think that is the fear in the later stages, or rather enduring objective fights, right? It is that big Ragnarok that is able to just pass through everyone, ignore CC, maybe even get a steal here.
Yeah, and just run at one key target and mow them down. And Shiba can't do much about that one. Even if he does have the Dragon's Rage, he's going to be on the ball here to make sure that his target selection is on point. And I suppose as things start to calm down just a fraction, I mean, this game really is anything but calm. We transition that pressure from the Dragon down towards the Herald as well, but they're looking for that kill. Alvis forced to flash away, ignites there! Archie kills secures, he dashes across the wall and takes him out. Now Radiant to the spot above her. He's already burnt all those clones. The Shadow is gone. He's fallen down. They've taken the Herald. They're grabbing the Dragon, and BURIRAM are taking it all.
Arshani with the flashy plays there. Big Moonfall to scare away Alvis, chasing him, dashing across the wall, and is able to escape the clutches of Radiance as well. So this is a very, very good game for Arshani here so far on his Diana pick.
This is the best possible start you may ever find. The fact that you can pick up both objectives, instant summon, no answer back, and the turret is falling down in 6 minutes. And now you're looking at 2-0 and a huge gold lead to talk about 6 minutes in, and the same is the gold lead at 6k2.
Yeah, they were able to get early kills and as well as early objectives onto key targets as well. We know that Noel, especially on a Renekton, can definitely snowball the game out of control. The fact that they also gotten this First Blood Tower, BURIRAM United looking really solid. I mean, this is a different face from them. Usually we like to see them with this big scaling, both Arshani and Kinemon. But this time around, it's just Kinemon just gonna relax, gonna be able to keep farming up until the late game. But the rest of the squad is gonna be active across the map, especially you have a Janna. You're gonna roam around the map like this one.
Certainly are, and you're contesting and you're stealing as Shiba is successful in the blue buff acquisition and just making sure that Elvis is going to fall further and further behind. It's not going to be of any use to Radiance. He doesn't need it. Maybe the CDR is going to be nice, but certainly not going to be upset about this one. And now they've said, well, you're not going to get any buff. We want the red buff too. Going to go for the contest.
What?
I believe he's taking it as well. The wave goes
Whoa.
out. Lee Sin kill secures. The bot lane of MBR has evaporated. He's got himself a double kill as he doesn't only take your buffs, he takes you too. And they found free and there is no trade back.
Exactly, it takes your buffs, takes your life, gets another bonus too because Radiance, in the opposite side of the map, he's basically, his retreat has basically been cut off, and BURIRAM, they're doing a good job in this early game control, and look at the kills so far. It has been all poured towards Noelle. And Renekton, this is poised to be a snowballing Renekton right now.
A 10k gold lead. Unfathomable things are happening right now on the Rift. More gold than there are minutes at this stage. And what started as such an explosive game where it's playing towards the strengths of an assassin, wanting to try and snowball, they've taken the gamble. Every lane skill checked one another. They said, we're not waiting for those team fights. We're not waiting for the skirmishes around these objectives. No, we want to take those skill checks right here and right now. And this is just another proof of that sentiment.
Yeah, usually, we get to see the Olaf finally get in action with a Ragnarok and just having to win that HP war. But it was the complete opposite. Ragnarok used defensively just to exit out of the fight because it was a numbers disadvantage, and we get to see MBR keep doing this. Like, look at Onion King. He's gone. He's immediately gone. Well, no, he's fine.
Hits the riposte. Oh, clutch heal. I think he may have fallen down if that heal wasn't there. Right place, right time. The life of a support, stressful as ever. But they are feeling the burden. They are feeling the tight squeeze on the map because nowhere is safe. Look at all the vision on the mini-map right now. It is so far forward that MBR can't rotate anywhere.
Yeah, this is very sad to see because MBR, of course, they're banking on the big 1-3-1. Radiant's trying to split push. Onion King as well having to split push as the big Fiora, but BURIRAM is just so far ahead in most of these lanes to the point that no one can do this.
Yeah, he's up 3,000 gold, so why does he not want to take that 1v1? Pops the Dominus. Oh, goes back into our range. He's going to fall down. How has he done that? Onion King has outplayed him, down so much gold. He's down an item and a half, and he still wins out.
That's crazy. Double bubble.
Now we go back to the mid lane. Double bubble goes out with a Monsoon to follow to try and top them up and keep them healthy. Still looking for that kill underneath the tier 2 in mid lane. It's going to fall on down just like MBR. 2 kills found. The bot lane gone again. And what started so strong for them, it's just disappeared in a moment of sheer minutes.
Yeah, it was BURIRAM unfazed at all with Noelle losing the temporary 1v1 up until Tobu was basically there to give the heals and the assistance. And BURIRAM still is able to always manage to get a tower down after winning a fight. And this is something very, very scary just because, MBR will have to really rely on earlier for the wave clear coming from this Varus with the piercing arrows. So if MBR is always split by BURIRAM, then it's going to be a huge, huge struggle to take control and save towers across the map.
I think it's a fantastic point you bring up. They are so reliant on earlier getting so strong to trim those waves, because otherwise they have to group up together. Easy pickings then for Archie to hit those devastating moonfalls and to follow up the CC wombo that we touched on just a second before. You say the name and he makes the play, and it's insane down bot lane again. The Channel Corruption doesn't connect, it's just out of range. He can't find vengeance for his fallen mid laner.
Oh.
And we're not stopping that. Of course we're going through to the mid lane now. Archie in trouble, 1v4. Maybe biting off a little bit more than he can chew, but Noelle now looking to try and juke and jive out of sight of this vision. Stops the ward for a second there, and now they're going to try and hit that empowered stun. 2-man bubble. Can they turn things around? Can they find that kill? They cannot. The Proto Belt. It's not enough. Blinking health bars. But they're just so far behind now. 13k.
Yeah, even though Tobu had landed so many killer bubbles, it is not enough because the follow-up is not there, and BURIRAM United still strong-arming their way through this map, through this game, and now it's close for BURIRAM to get 3 dragons and maybe even an extra kill, possibly?
Shiba,
Oh,
he's
Shiba!
sitting on a shutdown. 3-0-2 is the scoreline right now. Oh, the bubble's not enough, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. 1v4, he can't run away there. Burns flash, burns safeguard, burns it all. But MBR do get some shutdown gold. And we've got a bit of time now to play around with the map.
Revenge?
Or have I cursed it? I suppose I have, because Noel Dane takes out the Fiora.
Oh dear. BURIRAM, they're so far ahead they can afford mistakes where they get picked off in a 1v4 scenario. And the fact that the dragon still hasn't spawned means that BURIRAM still has time to kill. Alvis is pretty low at the moment. He doesn't have Ragnarok yet, and that's the reason why Kinemon's so comfortable, air quote, just bullying out Alvis off of clearing the waves in mid.
But as much as it's a case of playing for the group stages, and it is a best of two, you want that perfect 2-0 for the most amount of points to guarantee that qualification through to the playoffs. It looks to me as if BURIRAM are having a bit of fun right now. Certainly taking those skill checks, trying to get themselves that highlight reel on social media to talk about, to get people excited about this region and this team in particular. But I would be terrified, perhaps even tilted at this point of our MBR, because you're thinking this is a composition that's built to do one thing. We can't execute that, and we have to group up as 4 just to take 1.
Exactly. This is them not having the space to execute the 1-3-1, and the fact that, you know, this Varus Aelure is going to be heavily focused on with so many dive champions on the board. Kinemon can easily access the backline with a killer instinct. Arshini as well with a dash, Moonfall. Shiba, you know, Lee Sin players can just come from anywhere at any point.
Certainly can, and that's exactly where he is right now.
No.
Not gonna find it as Alves is screaming his head off, running back to the base.
And that's the sad part, right? He picked up, he used Ragnarok again defensively. No choice. That means he can Ragnarok to try and steal this Baron.
Do they contest this? Radiance is hunting. Skimming around the edges here, looking for that death mark, looking for the steal. Jumps in aggressively, looks to go for it. Not gonna find it. It was adventurous, but I respect it. The bubble, the fadeaway, not much that the support can do here. And now 5 members healthy in a 4v5 of a Baron, and a chance to take multiple inhibitors.
Yeah, BURIRAM not even afraid about going to go back to base, reset, buy some items. They know that they're still in the lead. Woodfall!
Ooh, he tried to cue it nicely there with the Zonias. Not going to be the case here. First inhibitor has fallen on down, but the waves aren't synced. Look at mid and look at bot right now. They're kind of all in to try and end this game here, unless they peel back a second and play around that. Now that mid wave is coming in, and Noel's the first one towards it. Empowers those Baron minions. Looks to try and assert some control with 2 cannons there. That's going to fall on down and just melt like butter. Now the Nexus is exposed. Supers are coming in. They're going to disengage away. Bot lane is a distant afterthought right now, but then they go back in. Monsoon is there, the healing is there, the killing spree comes out, and Kinemon showing you why he's that MVP caliber of a marksman player. Gets the quadra, gets it all, and BURIRAM take game 1.
What a way to end the game. It was Kinemon with the big...
What does Olaf really do in that context? Nothing, right? He's just really strong at dragon fights, that's about it. But if you play a Rengar here, and then you have your Zed Fiora on side lanes, your Rengar just keeps jumping the side lanes, you just eventually win, right? But I think all that is honestly irrelevant in this game, because the lanes just got lost too hard for MBR.
Yeah, they need to prepare for this. Like, they must prepare for this because, like, every single team here knows how Renekton and Lee Sin work, and like, you know what's coming. Yeah.
My mom knows what Renekton and Lee Sin works. I can go ask her right now.
Yeah, like you said, your mom knows, right? Like my future son and daughter even knows. Even like
that's because they have you as their father, Jess. That's because they have you. They learn from the best.
Aside from that,
no, yes, but they're like little kids, and they're like, oh, you see that? That's Lee Sin and Renekton.
They're gonna one-shot me, Dad.
Dad, they're gonna get crushed.
Yeah. I do want to point out as well, I think we were watching the game, right? And then we were seeing how close the bot lane trades were, and that just should not be happening, right? Does that make you angry as like a support player?
That bothered me for sure, but not to the point that I'm like mad or something.
Okay.
But it shouldn't happen for sure, because the way that BURIRAM draft the dragon lane is for the team fight and for the roaming, right? The Janna for the roaming, and Kaisa to like get the backline access to. Oh, and I also want to point this out as well.